In today's video, we'll look at 10 most corrupt politicians in Nigeria. These men and women don't chop national cake tire. At number 10, we have Theodore Orji. Former governor of Abia State and senator, was arrested in August 2021 at Nnamdi International Airport alongside his sons Chinedu and Ogbonna for misappropriation of public funds and money laundering. The ex-governor received 500 million naira monthly for the 8 years he sat in office for security votes. There is a case of another 2 billion naira ecological fund which disappeared under his watch. He diverted 383 billion naira revenue from the federation account, 55 billion naira excess crude revenue, 12 billion naira Paris Club refund, 2 billion naira agricultural loan, and 55 billion Asopadec money in just 8 years. All the money was stored in his son's Chinedu's over 100 accounts in various banks. This one a family affair. Dipriye Alemesiaga, a former governor of Bayelsa, is well known for building extravagant public works and embezzling as much as $55 million in oil ministry revenue, spending it on luxuries and homes all around the world. Before his death at 62, he was wanted in Britain on money laundering charges and for skipping bail. He was also charged with similar crimes in the US. He amassed a fortune in foreign bank accounts. He bought houses in London, California, and South Africa, and an oil refinery in Ecuador. His 6 years as governor, he was paid a total of $81,000 in salary and declared $248,000 in income from all sources. Police in London found that he had $3.2 million in cash and bank accounts and $15 million in real estate holdings there 2 months after he jumped bail by disguising himself as a woman. Wetin Musa no go see forget. At number 8, we have Sani Abacha, who ruled Nigeria from 1993 until his death in 1998. His excess stolen funds spread across the globe is not a secret to anyone. It has been estimated that at least $4 to $5 billion was stolen by Abacha. Now wow. In 2008, $508 million was found in Abacha's family's many Swiss bank accounts. By 2018, the amount Switzerland had returned to Nigeria had reached more than $1 billion. Liechtenstein in 2014 returned $277 million. In May 2020, $308 million held in accounts on the island of Jersey was returned to Nigeria. There is still $30 million in the UK yet to be returned, along with $144 million in France and another $18 million in Jersey. At number 7, we have Bukola Saraki. The former Senate president was arrested and brought in for questioning concerning allegations of corruption and false declaration of assets, theft of public funds, using a network of cronies and proxy companies. The suspected cronies who executed purported contracts for Kwara State under Saraki made kickbacks for many years to the former governor, forming an organized network of dirty money flow. The funds involved were huge, running into millions of naira and hundreds of thousands in foreign currency. One of the suspects was responsible for funding Saraki's lifestyle, including paying over 100 million to settle bills for rent and renovation of Saraki's Maitama's residence. Coming in at number 6, we have James Ibori. Former Nigerian State Governor James Ibori is a petty thief who eventually found his way to power and became one of Nigeria's richest men. It is estimated that he embezzled $250 million of Nigeria's public funds, which he pleaded guilty to about $50 million in 2012 and received a 13-year jail sentence. More than £100 million has been confiscated by the order of a London court which has been linked to Ibori's loot. Ibori remains highly influential and well connected in Nigerian politics. President Tinubu since his inauguration has hosted him twice at the presidential villa. In 2021, £4.2 million was refunded to Nigeria, which was part of the money confiscated from Ibori's ex-wife and his sister, who also served jail time for their role in his schemes. He still shamelessly claims innocence. At number 5, we have Desiani Alisi Madueke. Nigeria's ex-oil minister was a key figure in ex-President Goodluck Jonathan's cabinet. She served as the first female president for OPEC. The 63-year-old, who has been on bail since her arrest in 2015, has denied corruption allegations. Assets worth millions of pounds relating to the alleged offences have been frozen by the UK's National Crime Agency. Her corrupt dealings benefited her at least $127,000 in cash, luxurious rides, flights on private planes, wardrobes filled with designer brands like Cartier, Louis Vuitton, and so on. About $53.1 million linked to Miss Allison's corrupt dealings has been provided as evidence. Last year, the EFCC said about $15 million and more than 80 properties have been recovered from Miss Allison. At number 4, we have Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, also known as the Evil Genius, a former head of state who is notorious for criminal activities during his reign. When IBB staged his coup in 1985, the naira rate was at less than 1 naira to $1. By the time he was disgraced from office, it was now at 21 naira 9 kobo to $1. That alone shows how much damage he did. He misappropriated 12.4 billion Gulf War oil windfall. He also architected a 400 billion naira fake transition project with nothing to show for it. He is undoubtedly a godfather of corruption in Nigeria and a major reason why our beloved country is in financial turmoil today. His crimes against humanity are endless, including the murder of Dele Giwa, a veteran journalist who stood against him and his cronies. At number 3, we have Atiku Abubakar, who is a household name in the Nigerian atmosphere. He started out in the Nigerian customs before becoming VP to ex-President Obasanjo. Stole $145 million from the Petroleum Technology Development Fund in 2003. As the rest of the politicians on the list, he shamelessly denied the accusations, saying it was put into commercial banks to gain interest. Baba no dey lie for us. Atiku, through one of his wives, transferred more than $40 million into the US from offshore shell companies. It is reported that at least $1.7 million comes from the bribes paid by German technology company Siemens, which pleaded guilty to bribery charges and paid $1.6 billion in fines. He was also mentioned in the corruption trial of US Congressman William Jefferson, who described him as really corrupt and asked for bribes for him to approve a US company dealings in Nigeria. Coming in the number 2 spot, we have Olusegun Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria and still an influential figure in world politics. He is not exempted from corruption from his time as military ruler up to his return as democratic president. The office of the EFCC received petitions regarding then-President Obasanjo, which dealt largely on allegations that OBJ and some senators stole huge sums of money in oil commissions and from defense contracts. Obasanjo's Bells Secondary School and University are said to have been built with proceeds from his illicit dealings, which are currently estimated at 40 billion naira. It is important to remember that Obasanjo was one of the many army generals that were to be retired before the Dimka coup, which gave him a second life. At our number 1 spot, we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ex-governor of Lagos and current president of Nigeria, is no stranger to corruption scandals dating as far back as 1998. Many wonder how he has delayed the acts of the law. Documents in 2009 surfaced in which Tinubu was charged in the US in a case of massive drug trafficking and money laundering. US federal agents linked Tinubu to a drug trafficking ring in Chicago, and as a result, the funds in Tinubu's account were seized, amounting to $460,000 proceeds of narcotics. He was also at the center of a 100 billion naira fraud, tax evasion and money laundering in which his company Alpha Beta was indicted. It was used as a conduit for money laundering schemes, tax evasion and other vices. The company takes about 10% of internally generated revenue of Lagos State, that is up to 40 billion naira every month. In October 2020, hoodlums burnt the court documents during the EndSARS protest. The documents proved that Tinubu diverted 22 billion 360 million naira of ill-gotten gains. As is in the manner of all corrupt politicians on our list, Tinubu denies it all and still claims innocence.